Why don't we give them something to watch?
Hi, I'm Jade,
I'm Annabelle.
and welcome to our show. Today, we're diving in to The House of Spirits, currently on Prime. If you're wondering whether this is worth your time, here's the vibe. Generational trauma, forbidden love, ghosts, political chaos, and one family's incapable of communicating properly. Well, hiya!
Hello.
I'm so excited to get into this.
I bet you are. I finished it like at 2 a.m. last night.
Classic Annabelle. You do this every time.
I binged, 5 episodes? 5.5?
Yeah, about 5.5, I want to say. Because, well, you were 3 in, and it's 8 episodes, so yes. We started half of one.
I don't know how I
together.
did it, but here I am, sleepy.
We're going to get right into it then because I know you had some feelings about this TV show.
Yeah, and it was very hard for me to keep them to myself.
I'm so excited. Going in blind, were you able to interpret what the story was going to be about?
100% blind, I will say. And so initially I thought, well, there's going to be ghosts because it's got spirits in the title. But based on what I initially saw, I thought it was about a girl writing about her family's history. That's it.
I wish I could say yes, but no. My first glimpse of the series happened to be the cover because I knew the actress who's like the main person on the front cover. I knew her from another movie series, which I loved. I loved it so much. So I assumed it was going to be about a bunch of women that had some sort of magical powers and lived in this house that maybe helped the spirits. Let's just say it wasn't.
Many things other than that happened.
Yeah.
Also, because you had mentioned that girl, when I first started watching it, I thought, where's the girl? Like, I thought she was the main character.
Yeah.
And then once you start watching it, it makes sense.
I know, because you see all these characters, but you don't realize like how they're all connected.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do. And you're like, holy shit, that was not what I thought it was going to be. What was your first impression of the
Trueba.
Trueba? Wow. In my most American way,
Yes.
I'm just going to say the Trueba family.
Okay. Now, I was a little bit confused because it was 2 a.m. when I was answering the questions. Do you specifically mean the dad's family or do you mean their family?
Like their family.
Whoops. Well, I did the dad's family because I think that is the trigger for this entire dad's personality.
We barely even get that family.
Well, his mom was a horrendous witch.
Okay, yes, she was.
But
she was only there for like 3 minutes.
And it was enough. She was dying. She was a horrible woman to her kids, and they were there taking care of her
Yeah.
and trying to be nice to her and stuff. And so the mom was abusive, obviously. In Latin families, a man is very like the head, the boss, everything. And and the women are below them. That's
Yeah.
just how it is. So I think having a strong mother like that treated him so bad made him want to be even more of a man. Do you know what I mean? In his eyes.
No, because I wasn't paying attention to that at all.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me.
That mom never even.
Well, I thought she was abusive and created what would become of him. For me, the family, his family, the wife, it's her story. Yeah.
Mhm.
I really have no recollection of that other than this little girl seemed to be, she had a good life. She ran around outside. They lived in a beautiful place. The dad worked. I don't really remember much else of it.
I thought her side of the family was super close. I mean, hello here. The little girl had like powers. Like there was a scene when they were in the church and Clara sees her uncle, which
Mhm.
right then that instantly I was like, oh shit, he's dead.
Yeah.
Because they talked about it. And she was like, I want to wait for my uncle at the house. Why do I have to go to
Yes.
church? And then there he comes in and nobody notices him. And I was like,
Right.
oh shit, he dead. Stood
But
up.
even when they show up at the house and they realize, yes, he did arrive, but he was
Yeah.
in a coffin.
Yeah.
The mom breaks down and she's like, Clara knew.
Yes.
Like she told us he was coming home. They obviously, but I think it is a women generational thing, this specialness.
I thought that their side of the family was really great. And loving, kind, and supportive. Oh, what a wonderful little family.
Wow. Completely different ideas of this first Probably for me, first 3 episodes. I was like, "I can't believe I'm binging 5 hours of this."
I can't well, if you had started sooner and watched 1 episode a day like a normal person
Which is what I was gonna do.
shockingly, I did binge this. I loved it.
Yes, I do remember that, and I
Yeah.
thought, "Oh, I can't wait. If Jade binged it,
Must be good.
must be good."
Which generation of women, Clara, Blanca, or Alba, felt the most powerfully emotional?
I mean, they were all powerfully emotional. I think Clara would be the least because we just got her, as a child and what she went through, and then very slowly getting into then her daughter, who was Blanca, who really had a big part. I mean, she was throughout most of the story from the moment that she's born on.
Wow, I did not have the same feeling. I'm just shocked at what we both got from this show
Well,
right now.
but my one who had the most emotional was Alba. She's the end of the story, and she has a lot that happens in her story.
Yeah.
And I also think that due to how we see her grandmother, who's Clara, her grandmother is kind of what carries her through all her trauma. Because I don't know if we're gonna get into it, but her mom, I don't know why her mom was different.
Yeah,
The mom's behavior was different considering how she grew up, although they were saying how the grandmother was always her head in the clouds.
I agree. I think each woman had their own issues and handling it per their time. Because,
Right,
this
yes.
is a generational thing. I thought it was really well done the way they skipped time periods because, like, they were huge jumps, obviously.
Yeah, and they were pretty seamless,
Yeah,
honestly.
they
They
were.
weren't
They
they
were really
weren't
well done.
yeah, they
Um,
weren't shocking.
but I do agree with you. If I had to pick a singular, it would be Alba.
So, since we're giving no plot, in initially in the beginning of the story, Esteban falls in love with Clara's older sister who had green hair. Don't get that
Yeah,
part of it. He
because
commits to
the
marrying her.
family is magical. God damn
I
it!
know, but he comes from nothing. So he's like, "When I become something, I'm gonna marry you." So she's engaged to Esteban, the green-haired girl. It takes forever, right? Because he's, like, digging for gold, years and years. She dies. And Esteban, like, kind of is heartbroken over that and then moves on with his life and then comes back to this family when Clara's
Schooner.
of age, and she's the one who says, I'm
I'm gonna
getting
marry.
married," because she knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah,
So then he decides, "I'm gonna marry this one," and eventually we get to the granddaughter who is born with green
green
hair,
hair. Yep.
and that's what triggers his emotional response.
Yeah, like that reminder of Rosa.
Mhm.
Mhm. Her power in helping others, her love for her family, and then her pain for discovering the trauma her family suffered from the man that she loved and
Yes.
looked up to, devastating.
Yes.
For sure, I thought she was the most powerful, emotionally speaking, in what she went through her entire life, and maybe because we got to see most of it
Mhm.
transpire, unlike the others where we got little glimpses and then little more glimpses and then a little
'Cause we
more
should
later
say the
on.
whole story is being told by Alba.
Yes. She's writing a book based on her grandma Clara's stories
Mhm,
because Clara wrote every single detail of her entire life
mhm.
up until she died. So she has thousands of books just waiting to be read. Is Esteban redeemable at any point in the series, or is that impossible after his actions? Who suffered the most because of Esteban's actions?
He was the worst human being alive. He was abusive.
That man can rot in hell.
Yeah, there's no redeeming him.
No.
Every single person on this planet, unless you're a vile person, when they get older, suddenly they think, maybe I was wrong about some things in my life. And now I want to make amends with everybody because I'm going to be dead. He still stayed true to himself till the very end. He still was terrible to everyone else. But you do realize that he did truly love his wife in his way, and he absolutely adored his granddaughter.
Yeah.
So, but no, he wasn't redeemable. And everyone suffered because of him, but Alba, like, she is the end game, and I think she suffered the most when you think about what she went through. Because his wife, the worst he could have done to her, which was besides cheating,
He never cheated until after she figured out what he did prior.
he
I have a lot to say about that. Keep going.
he ends up punching her, and from that moment on, she went and lived her life without
She
a care.
never spoke to him
She never
again.
spoke to she just kept living her life. The person who had the most trauma due to his initial wrong thing that he did is Alba.
Yeah. His love for his granddaughter was admirable, but it could never have been enough to fix anything. The amount of suffering that every woman and their family suffered due to this man is astounding.
Yes.
I would say that his love for Alba was the only true love since Rosa, but she suffered the worst because of the sins of his past,
Yes, which she does
which
not know
she doesn't even know.
until the very end.
Yep. Oh my God. That was so incredibly devastating. I think she suffered absolutely
Yeah,
the
and
most.
by the way, the cop, we won't get into a whole thing because 'cause we're not there, but the cop, I didn't realize till I don't know what was said, and suddenly I went, "Oh my gosh,
You
he's this
didn't
person."
know?
He's talking to the grandfather, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I wanna be a cop now, I used to work
Yeah.
for you." I was like, "Who was he?" And then later when it hit me, I went, "Oh, damn."
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I had remembered him because of the name and stuff, so
Oh, yeah, it's called having a memory.
yeah, you know. What scene best showed the beginning of generational trauma?
So I didn't answer this one because I initially thought it was his mom.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, and you just assume the way a parent treats you does not affect you in life. No, they showed what a horrible woman she was. So that affected him, and then his trauma then went on to affect. So I don't know what specific moment because it was
I'm gonna
the whole story.
I'm gonna tell you right now. She was a horrible woman, yes, but it wasn't him. It was his father. Because if you remember, we were literally watching the episode together, and Clara goes to the spot where Esteban is raping the girl. Then she says it had been something that family had done to the women of Pancho's generations from her mother to her grandmother. So that was just a normal thing.
Yeah, and I interpreted that as I guess I didn't realize the generational because I just thought, "Oh, he's been doing this to all the women." Like, I didn't put it together.
Oh, you thought he was just raping like
Everybody.
well, he was raping everybody on there, but not like the grandmother and stuff.
Yeah.
Just
Well, who
like the
knows?
whole family, just
Yeah, it was how the
generically.
men were.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but for me, the scene that began it all was when Clara sees her sister's Rosa's body violated.
That was I
Disgusting.
almost messaged you. I was like, "Oh
I
my gosh." First, for her to have to
I've
see that, but yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God.
that makes sense
It
because
was
she saw
I was traumatized.
what garbage
Men
men are.
are.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Oh my God. I knew it was coming. I was like,
I didn't.
I knew. I knew it was coming.
I mean, he didn't really act suspicious till the moment that you see him act suspicious.
I don't know. To me, this was a man-hating show almost. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? Because literally, I don't know a single man that was really redeemable except for the uncle, the Tio.
Yeah, I was like, "Girl, you better put the uncle's name in there." That makes total sense because from that moment on, that's when she stopped talking and she didn't speak
Yeah,
again
she
for,
didn't
like, years.
until she knew that Esteban was coming to ask her to marry.
Mhm.
And she was like, I'm getting married. And then the
Yeah,
parents were
that
like,
was the first word she said.
"Woo!"
Yeah.
She speaks again. What character inherit most of the family trauma? We all agree it's Alba.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Poor Alba. Oh my God. She's such a sweet, innocent little baby.
Yeah, and also
And for all
growing
of this to happen to her,
and she's also in a time where women have more power as well, and
but was
they can
still hated by
they were still
men.
hated, yeah, but women still went and fought for rights and all of that.
Yeah, that's right. Which character changed the most by the final?
Alba,
That's so funny. I said I hate to say it, but for me it was Esteban.
he did obviously, he was a horrible person, and
Mm.
then again, but to me,
Yeah,
he
give
was
me
just
Alba.
old, and he's like, "I'm gonna
Decrepit.
die soon, let me see the best," and it's his own fault, everything that happens to his granddaughter. So yeah, he better change.
Tell me about Alba.
So we don't know her as a character, right? Because she's telling the whole story. Then when we meet her, she has a good life, the granddaughter of a senator, and she has everything that she could possibly need. Again, her grandfather loves her. And she has her mom, her brother. She has so many things in her life that are positive, and she tries not to get involved into political stuff. So essentially, the grandfather is what you would call the right here, but we're talking about countries that are very, very volatile. So like the right is Hitler,
Yeah.
and then you have the left, the people who want their freedoms and who also use bombs and killings and stuff. So neither side is really great, but for socially, you'd want to belong to the left side.
Yeah.
And so she kind of stayed out of it because her grandfather was, a leader. When she goes to college, she sees these people out there. She's kind of like, no, I just got to go do my thing. I have to go to school. And she meets a guy that she falls for, and she realizes all these terrible things that are happening. People are disappearing who are not for the correct side. So she wants to get involved and help. She goes from kind of a sheltered, innocent girl, then she becomes someone who's strong, who's really wants to help other people.
Yeah. She's a rebel in her own right by the
Yeah.
end, man. So I said Esteban because he's. So he started off as many in love, trying to find his fortune, yes. He lost the love of his life and turned into a monster. I don't think any of this would have happened if Rosa had lived because he had found his fortune right at the exact same time that she died. Like, that was
Yeah.
one of the
It was like
parables
the
that they
trade of
showed. So, he turned to drinking, he turned to raping a bunch of women and being just a horrible person. And
yeah,
then,
what anyone would do when
yeah.
somebody they love
And
dies.
then I will say this. I do think he truly loved Clara. And I think if Clara could have looked past his past and what he had done, obviously this was never going to be Clara because of the way that she is. But if she had looked past that, I think he would have never gone on to the same path that he did because essentially she became very distant. And he even brings it up multiple times. So that to me, he lost the love of his life again by way of silence. And then only the birth of Alba does he find, love again because of her resemblance to Rosa. But
Mhm.
I think his thirst for control and power was always there. But in Alba's imprisonment, do I think he changed or allowed himself to look past himself to save Alba? Because he does still do. I mean, everybody in his family was like for the left side, right? It was
Yeah.
crazy. But he was still for the right side, but so hardcore. Like, he overthrew the fucking government, even though his own son was working with the new president.
And let's not forget what ended up happening was he's on the right and the left president is nominated. What do? They assassinate him. And
Mm-hmm.
then he also was lied to, Esteban, because what ended up happening is even though the right said, hey, let's get the military in here and do all this, the military ended up taking over.
Yeah.
So now everyone who had power lost it. Now the military has the power and they do whatever they want, which is how we end up with Alba being in the situation she is at the end.
I think he changed a lot in order to give what he gave to get her back because he had to go to, I can't even remember.
A high up military person that he
Yeah.
had what he thought was a friendship with.
Wrong. He's like, this is what you wanted. This is what you get.
That's what you get.
So I thought he changed the most by the finale from where we first see him as a lovable little baby
I don't
to a
think we know
monster
I don't think we know anything about him.
to a
We know
lovable little grandpa.
we know nothing about it. I can't assume that he was a good person. We know nothing about him. Like he's like, "Hey," he sees her in a church or something and he's like, "I'm going to marry you. Let me go make some money," and leaves. Like that's
No,
all
he
we know.
doesn't meet her in a church. You're thinking
No.
wrong.
And it doesn't what I'm saying is their meeting isn't like a big emotional thing where you get to a feel of the kind of person he is.
What are you? I mean, I did. He saw her through the window and she looked at him and all smiled all coolly. And everybody was intimidated by Rosa because of her green hair and because
Mhm.
of the way that she was. And she was stunningly beautiful, but not him. He looked her in the eye and she was drawn to him.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you any feeling of who he was.
Maybe because I liked the show a lot more than you. I felt It did. Every man wants to go off and find fortune because he was a nobody, really.
Well, yeah,
His
he
his
had
fam
absolutely
his
nothing.
yeah, his
But
family's little
but that's a
his
generational ranch.
but it wasn't doing well. It was in ruins.
Mm,
Nobody had gone to take care of it, which that's what he went off
that's when he showed up, yeah, and he's like,
to
"All right,
redo
we're
it
gonna start
because now he
working."
had money.
Yeah.
The family was poor. They were dirt as they used to be rich. Something happened.
Mhm.
They don't say what happened, but they lost all their wealth. And he was going out to find it again so he could marry Rosa because Rosa's family was super, super rich. And back in that time, you probably had to.
He's
Like would you give your daughter off
Oh,
back
no,
in those
no.
times? No,
It
I
was
don't
all
think the
about
father
yeah.
would have. Maybe that family was so fucking lovable. It's
Yeah.
possible, but he probably was like, no, I have to prove myself.
Yes, I was gonna say
To me,
probably within
that shows
himself.
character to me because of the type of shows I watch. Men
Mm,
are always going off to try to prove themselves
but that
and
doesn't
find their
make them
riches.
a good person, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, to
to
me, it
me,
does.
he is not a good person. I mean, sorry, I'm not saying he wasn't, I'm saying we don't know enough about him to know what kind of man he was prior to everything that happened.
I think I knew him. God, leave Esteban alone. Now I'm defending Esteban.
Please don't.
Oh my God. How dare you turn me into this person? Did the political storyline feel accessible even if you don't know Chilean history?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I'm not gonna say much about it.
we'll only touch briefly on this because politics are not our show,
They're not our
but
show, so
it
yes.
heavily influenced this family. I mean,
Yes.
war is constant, it's universal, and above all, it's the same as any fucking other. While I'm not familiar with Chilean history, I did feel it. I
Yeah.
mean, in every
It
from the
you could
very beginning.
You could put any country, any place, any city, any town into this story, and
Yeah.
it's the same.
Yeah, I think, I felt it on a deep connection as a woman because we start off with Clara's mother working for the women's suffrage. See Clara's mother working towards women's suffrage and getting women to vote and standing up. And I like how they were like, don't fight against your husband. You have a voice as well. You
Mhm.
work, you have a right to your voice to be heard. And Clara carried that on with her and
All of them,
all of
yeah.
the women. So it was there from the very, very start, the political influence in
Mhm.
their family, because Clara's own father he won, I don't know if it was senator as well, but he also won his political campaign on the left side. And what happened was that Rosa got sick. So the dad was like, "Hey, give her some of my fine wine that I was gifted when I won." Well, it
Mhm.
was laced with poison,
Mhm.
and they didn't know that, and it killed Rosa. And after that, the dad was like, "I'm leaving politics.
Yeah.
Our family will never go into it again." And then Esteban got
Yeah.
that family back into it. So it's a whole circle. It's a small circle because it really is only in that family,
Yeah.
but it was a circle of trauma.
And
And
politics.
politics, yes. Did the supernatural magical element make the story feel more emotional or distant?
I thought it was pointless. I that is why when I started the show, I was like, I can't. This is like I can't believe I have to watch all of this. And by have to, it's my own have to. I thought you can still have the women and their connection to each other. The mom could have still lived in her own world. She could have been a fortune teller. Like there's so many other things they could have done. The magical element completely threw me off because we kind of lost that once we get into Alba's story, except for the grandmother appearing to her, since her story isn't magical, right? Because she's going through real life situations. That's when I got into it. I liked the second half of this show so much better. I could connect with it.
For me, it was emotional. I loved it. I think because, again, of the stuff that I watch,
Hmm.
magical realism to me is so beautiful because some people probably do feel like that. I mean, you say she should have become a fortune teller. That's what she basically did.
Yeah.
As a child, when she refused to speak, she would help the servants of her
Hmm.
household figure out little things in their life. She would write it down on a board and say, "You're getting married. You're gonna find fortune. Your son's gonna come back from the war," whatever it was. And just for me, the way that they did it was so impressive because it was never in your face. It was subtle. Like like a lover's kiss, but, like, when it came with an impact that kept you waiting for the next kiss, the promise it held, and the feeling that lingered. It was painful but hopeful. Clara, when she started the House of Spirits, she just saw a vision in her head that people who were unique and special would come to her home, stay there like a little hotel, mingle with people. And again, if you didn't have that magical element, we wouldn't have gotten what we got.
I was just gonna say, the
Nothing.
only reason it fit in the story to me was because of the ending. There was so much story and there's so much connection with women that you don't need that. But also, I didn't know what I was watching.
How would the story change if the magical realism was removed completely then?
Nothing would change for me. You still have the emotional layers, all the women, what they went through, the love for each other, the connection they have. Having your grandmother in a hard, difficult time in your life, you can remember her love, her telling you, um, you're strong, you can get through this, use this for later. Like all these things are things that naturally happen. So I just don't see how it would be different.
I think we would have lost the heart of the show because with that, I think we would have also completely had a different show in which Clara would have never known the horrors of what Esteban did. And they were so in love. I think they would have just continued to have a loving and fulfilled life because how would she have ever known? Poncha said, oh, at one point, you're so soft and docile with your daughter and all your things. My son's not soft, even though they share the same seed. So that would have planted something in Clara's head, but I think Esteban could have totally, you're talking about a time when
The
they
husband was
wouldn't,
always right.
yeah, exactly. I think she would have never even done anything. And so, and perhaps more so, Clara wouldn't have felt her destiny in Esteban. She only spoke when she felt that somebody was coming to ask her to marry her, and she always knew it was probably going to be Esteban because as a child, when they go to Rosa's funeral, Esteban is there, obviously, and Clara holds Esteban's hand, and she goes right then and there. I knew our fate would always be connected. I don't think she would have felt that if she didn't have that magical power.
Mhm.
So she would have refused to have married him, or maybe not refused, but she would have been like, "The fuck, this old ass man." Because remember, this
She
dude's
was young.
so old.
I also thought it was interesting, just as a side note, that they used the same guy
Oh, throughout the whole thing.
from beginning to end, but the women all got changed.
Yeah, Clara was a little girl to a maybe a teenager
Yeah.
to in her 40s, I would say.
Mhm.
And then that actress did stay for when she was older in her
The mother.
60s, like the
Oh,
grandmother.
yes, yes.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting too. He was very handsome.
Very handsome.
I hate to say it, but he
They're like,
was so handsome.
this guy is such a horrible human being. He needs to be
Yeah, they're
handsome."
like, just throw a mustache on him when he becomes a daddy. Okay, he's a daddy now. He's an older daddy. Let's throw some gray in there.
Yeah.
Done.
Then he got too
Man,
old.
guess what? No, he's still the actor when he's old. I think
No,
they
no, I
put
know,
him
yeah.
in prosthetics, if I
Yeah,
remember
it was still
correctly.
him.
It was
And
so
and
crazy.
and the first thing I thought was, "Typical." Typical.
Which romance in the series felt the healthiest,
Um,
if any?
well, it is very hard to choose a healthy one. To me, the romance that felt the closest to healthy was Blanca and Pedro until their daughter is older, because they are so in love with each other that they risk everything to be together. And then in later in life, as Blanca gets older, she becomes a distant person, but she went through some stuff with her father.
She went through
Um,
some shit. Not even just
yeah,
for him. She had to get married. And that guy was a kinky motherfucker.
yeah, and he was definitely not for women.
No.
Um, but man, I loved her when she's like, "Don't follow me."
I got all these pictures now.
But yeah, so I think in the beginning it was, first love, and it turns out to be true love because they
Yeah.
stay together the whole time. Well, their love for each other lasts throughout everything that happens.
Yes.
But for this poor girl, Blanca, she gets whipped by her freaking dad when he finds out that she's with the poor, ranch hand.
Like, almost to fucking
Death,
death.
yeah.
I thought she was dead. I thought when he was
Me
carrying her
too.
body, I was like, "He
And I
fucking killed
also
her."
thought he felt bad, and then you realize, nope, because he carried her in, she's bleeding, the mom comes running in, and you would think he's like, "Oh, I got carried away. I didn't mean it," but he's like,
No.
"This whore."
He only felt bad for hitting Clara
Yes,
because he
that's
busted out her 2 fucking
yeah, he
teeth.
busts out that's and this is the situation where she says, or my
Yeah.
grandmother never spoke to him again.
Yep.
So this poor girl, and then on top of that, she still secretly meets her lover, Pedro, and then you think that he's been murdered by her dad because he goes to find him to kill him, and that
Yeah.
stupid little boy tells him where he is.
Yeah, this was Esteban's grandson.
Grandson, that's correct. Yeah.
Fucking little snake.
Yeah, and he didn't even get the reward.
Yeah, he was like, "That's what you get for ratting
Yeah.
ratting people out."
We don't reward rats. I was like, "Damn!"
That
But
is
you
so
think
crazy.
that Pedro's dead this whole time, then later you realize he survived. He had like 3 fingers,
Yeah, Esteban had cut off Pedro's 3
3 of his
fingers.
fingers, and
Mhm.
so he survived. But anyway, I thought theirs was the closest.
I looked at it from one side as being romantic and the other side just being love. So I picked Clara and Furia
Oh, yes.
because we have 2 different kinds of love in this. One in which Clara loves Furia like a sister. Furia has a romantic hidden love for Clara because we see her watching Esteban and Clara like in the first beginning of their
Mhm.
budding romance a lot. And you're like, what the freakity
Yeah, she
frack?
kept looking at
I
them.
thought it was incest. I won't lie. I was like, oh, she's got a crush on her brother. This is so
I
gross. And then
I didn't know what it was.
and then when she goes to confession to say, I want to lay in bed with my husband's wife, I was like, oh,
Oh, that's it. But the best
girl.
part is when she's like, "Let me go confess to my priest." And he's like, "Tell me all your sins." And she's like, "Well, I've had impure thoughts about my husband's wife." And he's like, "Oh my
You're
God."
gonna burn in hell.
Yeah, he literally told her she was going to hell. I was like, wow.
Like, I never want to go to confession.
Yeah.
But their love, though different, was the same because they had each other, especially after Clara, has the vision of what her husband had done on the ranch.
Mhm.
And Ferlia was like, there's nothing that can be done about it now, but we have each other. It's you and me. And so they supported each other. Well, Esteban and her get into a little tiff because, of course, Clara no longer wants anything to do with Esteban. And he throws Ferlia out onto the street
Well,
saying, you poisoned Clara against me. This is all your fault. To get the fuck out of my house because an
but he
earthquake.
caught them when?
Yeah, they caught them in bed
Yeah.
because an earthquake had happened and Ferlia was scared. And so she went to check on Clara. Clara was like, come, lay in bed with me. Because she would do that with her
That
sister
young
Rosa.
Clara was my favorite. She
Oh,
was
she was wonderful.
so sweet and innocent. I mean, I could see in that reasoning why they would use a different actress because,
Yeah.
but she was like perfect pureness.
Yeah, she was. And my favorite part, so we're at the end here. Ferlia has been thrown out. Clara was looking for her. She's like, how could you do this? Come back. So she runs out of the house. It's super, super foggy. And it's at night. And she's calling for Ferlia. And Alba overhead says, my grandmother never stopped looking for her. Bam. At one point, she turns and then it's an older Clara. And she's
Seamless.
still looking for Ferlia.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. But what happens is that Ferlia dies alone. But Clara, of course, with her special powers, sees Ferlia's spirit and she's like, she's died. I got to go to her body. And she washes her and she's crying and she's telling her all about her life up until that point and how much she missed. Oh, I cried.
Oh, there were so many times watching it that I thought, "Oh, Jade must have bawled."
Yeah, I did.
I didn't cry once, but I thought the moments were very tender and loving. And again, it's the love that women have for each other and the support that they have for each other. That was the best part of the whole story. But the reason why I never got attached to the characters, and I think it's because for the beginning half, I was a little bit confused as to what the situation was, what was going on. I didn't understand the magical undertones of the story. Not I didn't understand, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I can feel the connection of all the women without that, but I can see how it enhanced it because there's that part of it. So I didn't get the emotional, like I didn't get emotional like you did, but I understood it.
Yeah, because I kept telling I'm like, "I'm crying." I think in my
Yeah.
notes for the that I made for this, I'm like, every single episode, "I'm crying again."
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yes, so I thought Clara and Folia's romance, even though it was only one-sided, was the healthiest.
Yeah, I mean,
They all
honestly,
they all have their own issues in the romance department, but
that's pretty cool that we each could find 2 different sets of love.
yes. Did the love in the story mostly heal people or destroy them?
This like, some of these questions for me were difficult because there is no one answer.
Yeah.
They all were destroyed by, in quotes, "love,"
Mhm.
because Esteban's love, ain't nobody needing that. Let me tell you, nobody needs it.
Girl, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
This man was a walk-in more like black flag.
Yeah, it
Death.
wasn't good, but it also, through the women, saved them, right? It helped
Yeah.
them maintain strength and continue on. Like, I can't just pick one specific thing.
I said, "Where there is love, there is hate." In this show, no matter how much love there was, and there was plenty. I mean, love for daughters, that continued on through them, but it wasn't enough to save anyone. And
Mhm.
the suffering that was caused by all of it started as a guise for love. Pancha, she was hoping, even though she was raped, when you first meet her, you see her talking to her brother because her brother's like, "Don't go to him." And she's like, "I know what I'm doing."
Mhm.
She, I think, wanted his love and to become the head of the household, to marry him because she was pregnant with the first son. And so she thought she was going to have all this leverage. She didn't. But for Esteban, love was control and control was power. And
Mhm.
power for him was what he loved.
Yeah.
He didn't love anything else but power. I think for all the other characters, though, I think there was enough love that it didn't necessarily heal them, but it kept them going
Yeah.
for sure.
Because they still were strong no
Yes.
matter what they went through.
Which couple had the best chemistry?
I mean, I didn't answer that because I don't even think that's what the story's about,
I thought Pedro and Blanca.
but I
It
would
was
say that.
easiest to believe in the hope for it because it starts with them so young, like literally
Yeah.
babies, like
It
maybe
was first
3 or
love for
4 years.
sure.
Yeah. And you get to watch it as it blooms and changes through the
Mhm.
years. And they are, yeah, like as you said earlier, they are the only ones that stay together pretty much the entire show.
Mhm.
From when they're little to when they are adults. And they do stay together. Like, yes, time separated them because one thought one was dead and the other was still battling, the right side of politics stuff.
Yeah.
But still, they came together. They found each other. They found each other. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Which house in the series had the worst vibes?
I mean, I guess the ranch.
Yeah, Casa Les Tres Marias. All the suffering of all the women there,
Mhm.
every single one suffered at the hand of Esteban there. Even his wife and daughter.
Yep.
There was nothing good there. Even in
She
the
never went back.
yeah, even in the beginning when they were going there and Clara was so excited. She's like, "Oh, I'm finally seeing the rich." I was thinking this is it. This is the end of them because we had kind of already seen he was a dick there.
Yeah.
And he had a heavy hand as what do they call them? Patron?
Or patron, yeah, the
Yeah,
boss.
and like he was not he was not nice out there. I was like, "Oh, they should have never gone."
Yeah, but both Grada and Blanca loved going
Yes, they loved it
every
because they went
summer
every
mhm,
summer, yeah. I don't
until
know.
he ruined it.
Yeah, until
Men. Men.
Yep. Yeah, because they still continued to go there even oh my god, it was crazy. It was crazy. Did the ending leave you hopeful or devastated?
Oh, the ending was very hopeful. I
How
thought it
so?
I thought it was it shows you the strength that women have and the connection that women have and what women can overcome and still be good people, which is not you can't say that's the same thing, and not everyone under an umbrella, obviously, but I would say if you compared how many men can go through horrible, terrible times and come out good at the end compared to women, more women have the ability to overcome things, and then to also have everyone you love there with you at the end, oh, it was super hopeful to me.
I saw no hope. It left me devastated, and I thought it became a tomb in which Alba was the sole patron of the house, full of all the spirits. They were all political casualties of her fucking grandfather, or, they were people who had died at her grandfather's
You know
hands, or
you know
had
what's crazy to me
Mm.
that you say this? That to you, the show, the magical elements, all of that were so good and blah, 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 blah. So it ends on a on a magical ending,
Yeah.
but you don't see the hopefulness in it.
No, I do not. I see it as she's now trapped
She
there
did
in
not
this
sh
house full
she
of these people and lives that
she opened it up to them.
I know she did,
So
but,
it's a
like,
positive thing.
now I now, like, what is she gonna I don't know. I was like, what is
She's
she gonna
not
do? Is she gonna
trapped
write their
there.
stories?
She's not maybe she will, but what I'm saying is, like, that's hope after
No, that's not
everything
hope
she
to me.
went through, and now she gets the house, and she gets to continue the legacy her grandmother started, initially having the house opened up to everyone, and
But at what cost will she bear in order to set
it's
her
a
family and herself free from the trauma that was caused by
well,
her grandfather?
she doesn't have to, she already went through it. So, she released that trauma by writing this story.
I guess. No, I don't see it hopeful at all.
I think it's definitely our personalities.
It is. It is.
I'm like
That's why this podcast is so good, right?
yeah. You're like, "There's no hope."
There's no hope. There was none. I mean, even the war wasn't over,
No, it wasn't, yeah.
it was still going. Tell ya.
Hopeful.
What scene will stay with you the longest? For me, I put the ending. When
Uh
all the women, the men, her family standing behind and beside her.
Mhm.
So
So hope?
in America, I will say it's very uncommon to share our family's stories,
Mhm.
to admire and wish for the support of generations past. Even though, yes, I didn't find it hopeful, I found it beautiful because I'm hoping what she finds with it, even though I don't think it will happen, is love. And then she begins a family that starts a new generation away from her family's past, right? Because she's it. She has her mother and Pedro who have that love, right? But there's still trauma that her mother's gonna hold on. I mean, there's trauma that her mother's gonna hold on to for life.
I've had trauma in my life, and I may have had my behavior may have been related to trauma in my past, but my emotional and still feeling positive about love and all these things, that never was taken away from me.
Yeah,
So
that's why you thought this was a hopeful ending.
that's why yeah, like, I don't understand, like, if you're gonna go through trauma and then at the end give up or not feel like there's hope, what's the point?
I mean, there's lots of people who feel that way, Annabelle. I thought the ending will stay with me the longest, just with all of her family standing behind her because, I don't have that in my life
Yeah.
necessarily, like of generations past. I only have my parents. And I hope, like with Harper and her going forward, that she would feel, hey, you know,
Well, guess
but guess
what?
what? She doesn't have generations past.
She doesn't, but she can start with you, and
That's right.
you have to be hopeful.
Yeah.
I didn't have a scene that stayed with me the longest because so much happens in this story, and there's so much, dare I say it, hope.
Get out of here.
um, that a lot of stuff stays with you because it's not necessarily the scene that stayed with me. It's again, the feelings, the emotion, the connections, that kind of stuff.
Did the show make you want to read any works by Isabel Allende?
No, because it's not I think I enjoyed it more as a show. I promise you that reading it, I would have felt, more emotional about it. Obviously, the writing has to give you what you need to hit the emotional points, so there would have been a lot more to get. It's just not my type of book. It's too real, not counting the magic.
I know what you're saying, though. Yeah, like it would hit too close.
Yeah.
I said, fuck no. Books are always better. But this TV series was so difficult to watch at times. And I just know that it would have been more graphic in that book. And
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
cannot handle it. So I don't know how many other books she has. I'm sure she has others because she's like a very recognized author.
Mhm.
But I can just imagine the theme, authors usually write on par with other
Yeah.
shit that they've written. I just can see all of it being very devastating. I literally cried every single episode. Something touched me in one way or another. I could not read a whole book,
Yeah.
like that. Are you kidding me?
Like, I can't do
It
it.
would have been I think it probably is a wonderful book, beautiful, and I wish I would have read it first.
Yeah.
But no, no way am I reading anything by her. I'm not in the mood to be
Yeah.
obliterated, please. And thank you. So what did you rate it?
You ready?
I can't wait. I hope it's so low that I'm proud of you.
4 out of 5.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Girl, that's so crazy.
Yep. Yep.
You forced yourself to watch the show, finish it,
Mhm.
and you still gave it a
Proving
4 out of
my
5.
point that you have to watch it all. So,
Proving your point.
yeah, if I had given up, which I wanted to after the first 2 episodes, right? To me, I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's magic and this girl and this one's writing." I don't know. It was just like not anywhere hitting anything for me. I initially gave it a 2. That was
Yeah,
gonna
that
be my
sounds more
first,
like
yeah. Then, as I continued to watch it, it developed more for me. I think the very first episode I watched, I think I focused on it, and then I was like, "I'm not interested, like, this is so weird to me." So the next episode I watched doing other things, like playing on my phone, doing whatever. Then I watched half an episode with you, but last night, I sat with headphones and my iPad and watched, and I was just completely immersed in the show. No second thoughts. As the episode ended, I was like, "Next. Next." I didn't pause, I didn't take a break. It just was emotionally connecting. I just didn't react like where I cried. But I thought it was a great story. That was a great story for generations of women, and it's about women.
I mean, we do love women.
We love women, so
Can't help it. Well, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars.
not surprising.
I'm on a really good roll lately
You are.
of great movies, shows, and books.
Yeah. I'm
We're choosing
excited.
really well. Would we recommend it? Who should read this? And who should skip it?
I would recommend it, but I would tell people, like, it's heavy.
Yeah.
So it's heavy, and you have to be ready for that, and there might be things that trigger some people.
Yeah, I would recommend it for sure. If you love strong, powerful women who go through so much but still can end up on top,
Mhm.
for sure. But if you trigger warnings get you, then I would not watch.
Yeah.
I would not watch this because there's
If you're into
plenty.
generational trauma, watch.
Yeah. If you're like, I connect with this and you want some hope, don't watch this. According to Annabelle, watch this, but
Yeah. You have to go through a lot to get to the hope, but it's there.
Yep. Good job,
Guess what?
Annabelle.
Mm.
You finished it, and I'm proud of you because you like instantly messaged me. I don't know how I got
Oh man, I was just talking crap about this show the whole time.
Yeah.
Honestly, every chance I got.
That's it for today's episode of Give 'em Something Too. Now, I need to know, what did you think of the House of Spirits? Come yell at us on Instagram at Give 'em Something to Jade, or Give 'em Something to Annabelle, or
Give them something to podcast.
don't forget to follow, rate, and share with your fellow besties.
Thanks for joining us.
Bye!